Well, welcome back, everyone. Day 5. It is session 2 of the day. We are joined by the ominous black and gray beard, aka Brian. I am Redbeard here from Audiobiz, and we will be joined momentarily with Lad from Innovox. So again, we're kind of switching it up here and talking about some more systems install products today, but we have got an interactive stream. So if you guys have questions for Lad, please drop those in the comments. We are more than happy to bring those up on the screen and we can get that interaction there. Also, at some point during the stream, we are going to be dropping our secret word of the day. So if you've been tuning in, you know that we have 5 secret words that are going on, one each day. If you go to our website, audiobiz.com/NAMM 2021 at the end of the day here and register with all of the 5 secret words, you will be entered to win a limited edition mystery box. Brian, what do you think's in the mystery box?
Man, I have no idea. It would have been really cool if we would have prepared for this.
It would have been really cool. Yeah. Well, let's see. I think I might have a video on this. So let's play that. Everyone can learn out what is in that mystery box, and we will be back with Lad from Innovox.
So what is a mystery box? We've collected swag from all of our manufacturers, plus some guaranteed prizes that will be in the limited edition Audiobiz NAMM 2021 mystery box. These boxes will be packed at random and filled to the brim with t-shirts, hats, stickers, all the fun swag you'd normally get at NAMM. We've collected from all of our manufacturers. We're gonna pack these at random and send them to you. So all you have to do is collect the 5 secret words. We're gonna drop one every single day. You're just gonna go to this web address, fill out the form, submit your secret words, and be entered to win. So these mystery boxes are limited to the first 30 people that submit the correct 5 secret words. So you don't wanna miss out on the videos and you don't wanna miss your chance to win one of our limited edition mystery boxes. This mystery box could be yours. It's so heavy. Don't sleep, get a mystery box.
See, it's so fun, mystery boxes. Well, welcome, Lad. We're glad to have you on our virtual NAMM tour. And I'm glad to see that you have a beard like Brian and I. It's like the trifecta of beards.
There we go.
It's awesome.
About time somebody showed up with one.
Exactly.
It's my COVID beard.
Yeah, the COVID beard. We've started to see some of those. So,
yeah.
You guys recently with NAMM was your first year last year, correct?
Correct. It was our first time to attend. We were going to again this year and be in the loudspeaker shootout in the arena, but obviously things happened. So,
can I cue like the trombone? Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. No, because I don't mind not being there myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Trade shows get old after a while.
Yeah. It would have been my 22nd.
Kiss guitar behind you.
Yeah, it's actually a game controller.
It's game controller. Okay.
Yeah. My former life, we made those. So
I like it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have to say, I like it. So are you a master at Guitar Hero then?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. But you can make cool graphics on the guitar. So
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, some people may not have heard of Innovox. You want to give us a little bit of a rundown of kind of who Innovox is and where you guys are focused?
I can. We were formed back in 1994 by Chris Oswood. So he's the president, CEO of the company. We're based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. All our product is built here in the United States. And we focus primarily on speech intelligibility, and the driver configuration that we use really zeroes in on that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool to have something made here in the U.S., not too far from us. So that's really awesome. You guys kind of make a couple different categories. We've got a lot of products that are focused for displays, but you've also got big line array stuff for different systems for PACs and churches and things like that. Kind of got a wide variety there.
We do, and we do an architectural series as well. So little speakers that kind of just go out of sight, but are really effective. So yeah, three pretty much broad lines of loudspeakers that we manufacture.
What's the coolest install you guys have been a part of?
I was at one not too well. It's a little over a year ago up in Boston. The Holy Cathedral of the Holy Cross there in Boston. So it's the oldest cathedral in New England, and just an amazing install and amazing building.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm sure there are a lot of special considerations for that all over the place, both acoustically and aesthetically. And I think that'd be one of the more challenging things you've tackled.
Well, fortunately, I didn't have to do any pulling of wire or anything. Otherwise, there'd have been some damage done. But But the integrator that did it just did a fantastic job, and they were at the end of the day just extremely pleased with how it turned out. So
that's awesome. Which product did you guys use in that system?
Well, it was a kind of a mishmash of different things. So some of the architectural speakers, and then we do have a steerable line array that we have available. It's called the Micro Beam. And so that was used, as well as several of the little MLAs, the 1 inch driver line arrays.
Okay, yeah. So kind of using the whole lineup there. That's awesome.
Yep.
You guys also really get into doing some kind of cool custom products. I would say you're one of the few manufacturers that I would say that makes speakers specifically for your needs. You want to give us kind of like a little bit of a rundown on how you guys are going about that and how you even got into that market, I guess I would say.
Well, the owner, Chris, he was an integrator back in the day. His brother's a consultant. And so basically between the two of them came up with different speaker designs for unique situations and unique applications. The main thing that we do is focus on loudspeakers for displays, so they're dimension matched. It looks like it's just part of the display, kind of disappears, and just really nice looking stuff. But yeah, he's done quite a few other little things. One of the speakers that I'll show you here in just a little bit is a new one for 2021, and it kind of gets away from our normal ribbon driver for the high frequency, like we do on almost everything else. But it's got a good application, and it's kind of sneaking into the line.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, like going into the customization a little bit, just again, I think a lot of people that wouldn't be familiar with Innovox, would be shocked to know that your display speakers don't come in a size. So we literally, when we place an order on behalf of one of our integrators, say this is for this TV, and you guys go on the line and spit it out. So it's just amazing how that can change the complete aesthetic of a room, from having just an off the shelf sound bar that you throw up and it's, shorter or longer and it's spaced down, 2 inches from the TV, and you touched on it, but maybe just get into that process and, how you guys tool your manufacturing for that.
Yeah. So basically, when an order comes in, we base it on the actual display model and size. So we will then cut the speaker to the length of that display, whether it's a vertical or horizontal. And then of course the hardware comes with it, but then it's matched perfectly with that display. So like I was mentioning a minute ago, it looks like it's part of the display. It doesn't look like an afterthought or an aftermarket kind of thing. And we do everything from large corporate conference room systems to video walls. We do the same thing with video walls with the Flex Array, which is an 8-foot tall speaker and longer. So any kind of stuff like that for outdoor or indoor use. but everything is matched to the dimension of the display.
What's the largest one you guys can do, like custom wise?
Well, we've got one that we're working on that's going in a soccer stadium on the outside of a soccer stadium in Nashville. It's a new project, and essentially it's an exploded HLA, which is our hybrid line array. So it's 22 feet tall.
Wow. Does that ship all as one giant 22-foot long speaker, or does it get assembled on site?
No, it gets assembled on site, but some of them do have to ship as one piece, and so we just use those cardboard tubes that are made for concrete forms, and stick them in those and ship them like that.
It's got to be interesting. It takes up, a huge semi rolls up with the super light, speaker in a tube. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, we've had several customers that have used these for jobs, and it does really give that OEM appearance. And every contractor has their different displays that they're using and their kind of go-tos, but really does help with that clean aesthetic look that a lot of people, especially in like boardrooms, are looking for nowadays. They're millions of dollars on these boardrooms, and everyone wants it sleek and high tech, and it's really cool. You guys have done some even odd ones. I remember a few years ago you had speakers installed at the Beatles Love show. I got to experience that, and there was a whole bunch of Innovox speakers on the back of each of the seats. So no matter where you sat, you always got an awesome audio quality, which is really cool. This is a lot of these weird kind of unique situations that Innovox gets into, which is really neat.
Yeah, we're pretty much customer driven too. I mean, there's products that we come out with, and it'll just be 5 or 6 different boxes that they need for one project, but they need it to fit in a specific kind of little cavity or something like that. And Chris is able to figure that out and build those. And a lot of that stuff's not even in line. It's just somebody comes to us with something and asks us if we can do it, and he can do it. So
it's kind of like a mad scientist. I like it.
He really is. He really is.
You guys, we had talked to some of the guys from Audinate earlier this week, and you guys are also integrating Dante technology into your products too, also.
Correct. Yeah, we use PowerSoft amplification and some of their OEM modules, and then also Ice Power. And with some of those, we've got the Dante option.
Yeah, kind of cool to see how all the different vendors are tying together. So
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we brought up intelligibility a little bit ago, but I'd really like you to get a little more in depth on that for 2 reasons. One, you're really one of the only manufacturers outside of assisted listening stuff that is really, it's one of your primary focuses is intelligibility, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people don't realize the amount of work and science that actually goes into it. It's not just making a speaker and making it sound good for voice, right?
Right. Well, what Chris developed was a proprietary 3.5-inch driver, and it's the mid-range driver. It's designed specifically for vocal reproduction, and it's got a really fast transient response. And in tandem with that, we use a ribbon driver, and the transient response for the ribbon is extremely quick as well. So this one little module, I got one. Hang on.
See, this is what I like.
So I'll pull it out of the little package, but this is designed specifically for, so if you can see that, that's the module. So you've got the ribbon on this side and then our proprietary driver, but the other thing about it is how slender it is and how thin. And it's a reverse motor. So the motor is on the front of the 3.5-inch driver rather than on the back of it. So what that does is it just allows us to reproduce vocal clarity pretty much second to none in the industry.
And that comes in super important, for like the boardrooms and stuff like that we were talking about, but also kind of those those like the Catholic Church, those high reverberant spaces where we've all been in there trying to get speakers to work, and it's a nightmare. So intelligibility is a is a key factor in those types of installs. And
yeah, what's nice is that it goes through the entire range of our speaker line. So there's very few speakers that we manufacture that don't have a ribbon in that 3.5. So the breadth of speakers that we have across the line all are just essentially identical in sound. So if you're using the HLAs for the mains, and you're using, say, the CLAs for fills or whatever, that's going to all translate. You don't have to do a whole lot of manipulation with those speakers to make them sound good and be clear.
Yeah, I would imagine too, in today's day and age, it used to be people would throw the, as we would call them, the starfish phone on the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have a call, and it would sound terrible, especially if you weren't right by it and people are struggling to hear. The development of technologies like this, becoming more prevalent. And quite frankly, this year, the sheer amount of time that we are all sitting, in front, not having awesome audio come out,
Mm-hmm.
it makes meetings take longer, right? It's actually fatiguing.
It is
physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you guys are excellently positioned to, really drive that home and say, like, look, the whole purpose of meeting like this is to hear each other, right? And collaborate, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys knock it out of the park.
Yes. So the other thing that we like to push is co-location of the audio and the video. So in most conference rooms, you've got a whole lot of ceiling speakers, and you've got a display up on the wall that you're watching, with your conference call. Well, not so much this year, but but having that audio co-located with the video makes such a difference in being able to understand what's going on, and you don't have maybe some of the delay or just the comb filtering that you get between the ceiling speakers between themselves. So and several of our products are line arrays, so they act as line arrays.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
In the video world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pause here for a moment, and we are going to drop our secret word. We have to do this at random. So just to remind everyone, we've got the secret words. Make sure you collect all 5 of them. So if you are just joining us today, you got to go back and watch the other videos to find the message, the secret words. And you can register those on audiobiz.com/NAMM 2021. You can put on your information. You can also request some more information on any of the products that we've been talking about. So let's drop the secret word here. The secret word is GOAT. It's an odd secret word,
Right. And if Shane, our warehouse manager, is on, we apologize in advance for you having to send out 30 mystery boxes next week.
Awesome. First off, I did want to also mention this. I thought this was a really cool thing. Speaking of customization and what you guys can do, earlier this year, during all of our wonderful time during COVID, you guys also made a shift, and we're producing some PPE stuff to get out into the marketplace to help people and first responders and things like that. So kudos to you guys, for being able to, pivot and help out during those hard times. So that's pretty awesome. I like mentioning that, how you guys are getting involved with the community. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, our engineering group was able to jump in there and figure some stuff out. So we got some face shields done while they were having trouble finding some. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you mentioned that you've got some new products coming out for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to bring up the screen here, and let's go through some of those new products.
Okay. So the new thing that's coming in the Flex family is the Micro Focus and the Micro Precision. So what it is you've got the small skinny speakers on either side or underneath the display, and then mounted to the wall behind is the low frequency box along with the amplifier module inside of there. Let me get to that so I can change this. So that's essentially what they look like. The Focus is a true line array. It's there on the left hand side, and then the Micro Precision is the speaker bar underneath. So just some of the quick points. It's an ultra slim profile. So our normal Flex product is about 3.5 inches wide, and this is just a little over 2 inches wide, so it's a little bit narrower. And then we've got let me back up. The micro focus is the one that's the vertical, and then the precision is the one that's the horizontal.
Gotcha.
And then the other thing we're coming out with is what I was saying. We're kind of getting away from our ribbon technology, but the CPS is the compact point source. So these are low profile, can be used as stage monitors, can be used as fill boxes, but it's a coaxial driver in 6-inch, 8-inch, and 12-inch versions. Non-powered, but there are several different ways that they can be mounted with a pole cup or U-bracket, or again, just there as a monitor on the floor. And this is another example of something that Chris developed because somebody had a need for a traditional box in our line, and so this is what we get.
I like the little 6 one would be kind of cool, especially for now that we're getting into these broadcast suites that people are doing, and they need monitoring, but they don't want to have a giant, big old PA box on the stage. So that's a cool product for that aspect.
And they scream too.
Really?
So we're utilizing BNC's drivers in these, and so they really rip.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, even in like a conferencing application, Sean and I both have fielded so many calls in the last 6 months where people have had a traditional, say, table layout, right, where they have a board and they can easily hear each other. So really there's only one speaker that kind of spits out, the far end, so to speak, right?
Right.
But now everyone has their own table, they're 6 feet apart, and you can't have a conversation. Like a small semi-portable product like this is an excellent choice because it has a small footprint. And it's very flexible. We can have it at this table one day and maybe drag it to that table the other day. So just an application that might not pop into people's minds, but something that I know is very near and dear, whether we like it or not, to Sean and my heart this year.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. Lots of different applications for these little guys.
Yeah. So when this year are those going to be shipping?
We've already made some. They for whatever reason don't take pictures of them at the factory before they ship, so that we can do data sheets. But because in this world, everybody's always need it yesterday.
Yeah.
So we can actually build them and ship them. We'll be coming out with a new price list here shortly. And I'm just kind of getting some finalization on pricing on these, as well as a couple other things. And as soon as that's ready to go, we'll get that out to everybody, but at least all our dealers and consultants. But so, and we're also trying to make things a little bit easier. So in the Flex line, we've now separated it to where you have the whether it's Flex Focus, which would be FF, Flex Precision, which would be FP, and then a number after that, so 50 to 75. So that is the one that you order if you've got a TV between 50 and 75 inches. So anyway, we're going to try to make it a little bit easier for folks to follow what's going on.
But Sean just bought an 85-inch TV. Would you be able to accommodate that?
We can accommodate any size that you got.
Well, remember, you said up to 22 feet,
Yeah, absolutely.
Get the big flatbed trailer out,
That's right. That's right. The ones driving around town on the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Advertising.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's awesome. We touched on the hybrid line array stuff, the HLA stuff. You maybe kind of explain like where you're seeing a lot of those and kind of some of the thought process. I'm actually going to pull those up on the screen here.
Okay.
Because there's some, I think they're pretty cool technology, especially the design, the way that they've got here. So you want to kind of explain a little bit, like where typically you guys are putting those and what environments and, kind of what makes them unique, because they seem like a very unique design.
It is. So you can see down the center that little module that I just showed you guys. That's the building block for, again, from the majority of our products. So in the HLA, it's a hybrid line array because you've got your line array source coming from those middle drivers. But in addition to that, we have dipole spaced low frequency drivers. So what that does is it allows that low frequency to actually be steered downward to where it's going to be in the same coverage pattern as what that line array of ribbons and proprietary drivers is doing. The larger the box, we have a 9 driver, a 12, a 16, and a 20. So all of those have different size low frequency drivers. Some of them have, like the 20 has a low mid driver, and all those are dipole spaced. So you're getting really nice smooth coverage. You don't get all the comb filtering that you get from, or the little nodes that come off of a typical line array with this, because it's all it's just built completely different from that. Plus, you're not having to put all the money into all the hardware, because with every box you're spending however much money for all the hardware. And the places that they go, performing arts centers, we've got them in higher education in their auditoriums. We've got them in houses of worship all over the United States. They can go into sporting arenas. So anywhere. To give you kind of a comparison, you would look at maybe a 6 to 8 line array modular system compared to one HLA 20. So instead of having all of that excess stuff and having to worry about your angles between the boxes and things like that, you just stick it up, point it where you want it to go, and take off.
Yeah. Here's a image I just pulled up on the website. It looks like one of those installed there.
It is. That's an older box, so we don't have the dipoles on the side anymore. But
gotcha. Okay, yeah.
And then you've got the sub array, that cardioid array that's up there on the right.
Awesome. Well, it looks like we're coming towards the end of our time. So I appreciate you joining us today to talk a little bit about the Innovox speakers.
And your beard.
What? And yes, and beard, appreciation of the beards. I mean, we should have spent more time on that,
That's right.
Nice COVID
That's
beard.
right. I need to know how you guys have yours so nicely. Mine's kind of wild, like crazy old man.
Beard day for me.
We can do a What the Beard episode.
Yeah, maybe we should do a What the Beard episode. We could just have people on. We could talk about COVID beards and all that.
And COVID hair too. I usually have it short and spiky, and I've just kind of let it go. But for my 55th, I want to get myself a Harley. So you can't have a Harley without a beard and long hair.
Nice. Yes. Brian recently got a Harley.
Right on.
From Milwaukee. I think he's pretty much required to have one.
Yeah, I was gonna have to move if I didn't. So
there you go. As long as you don't have to drink Milwaukee's Best, you're good.
That's fair.
Very true. Very true. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us today on our What the Tech virtual NAMM episode.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you having us on, and glad that I'm not having to be in Anaheim.
Yeah. I hear you. Where do you hail from again?
I'm actually I live in Mississippi.
Okay, so Mississippi, so at least it's warmer there.
Originally from Texas, but I got pulled over here and worked for a company out of Meridian, Mississippi for about 18 years, and y'all can figure out which one that is.
Gotcha. Well, at least it's warm there, and you got good food.
Absolutely. Crawfish season is coming too.
Yeah,
teasing me.
Yeah, that sounds quite delightful. You have to ship some up to us.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. And if anyone wants more information on the Innovox line of speakers, or if there's any demo products that we can bring in for you guys, reach out to us. Hit us up on the Audiobiz website at audiobiz.com, and we will be more than happy to get you the information that you need. Thanks to everyone who is viewing, and we will see you on the next stream.
Yep, sounds good.